All right. So when you want to start, what's up? How you want to do this?
All right. So this is looking through my phone, I forgot what I was trying to do. I think I was trying to find a video game or something like that. And I came across this article. And the only reason I brought it up was because it is about Christian Cooper, who is the editor over at Marvel Comics.
Okay.
And what happened with him at the park. So, Christian Cooper he's a bird watcher. He's been doing it since like he was 10 years old. And he was at the park, and there was this other lady there that had her dog off the leash. And he asked her to put the dog on the leash because in Central Park, legally you have to have your dog on a leash. She did not want to comply with that, so he took out his phone and he started recording. And that's when stuff hit the fan. So scroll down and watch the video.
Okay. So
oh my god, man.
So Karen didn't want to be recorded, huh?
No, she didn't.
Alright, here we go.
I'm asking you to stop.
Please don't come close to me.
Sir, I'm asking you to stop recording me.
Please don't come close to me.
Please take your phone off.
Please don't come close to
And
me.
I'm taking pictures calling the cops.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
Call the
I'm going to
cops.
tell them there's an African American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
African American man threatened my dog. Is that what she said?
Threatened my life.
Oh.
And my dog.
That's fucked up. Why are you trying to get that man shot?
I'm sorry, I'm in the
And then look at it, she's choking the dog.
African American who has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog.
Wow, Karen. Wow.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you either. I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately. I'm in Central Park. I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, hold up, yo.
Yes, bro. Yes.
See, the messed
Yes.
up part about that is like, even if he has that recording, they could just come there and just shoot his ass. That's just the way cops roll nowadays. Like, what the fuck? How do you say? Yo, she didn't say. Like, I was expecting like the word nigga come out there, you know, get away from me, you black bastard, something.
Yeah,
like, just straight up,
man.
like, I'm gonna call the cops and tell them you threatened my life.
Yes.
Really? Because
Yes.
you record?
Threatened me and my dog.
Because technically,
And then,
I mean,
you know, they asked her what was he doing?
yeah.
And she was telling the truth. He's recording me, but then she says he's threatening me and my dog.
Yeah, but like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, I'm at a loss of words. Like, what do you say to that, man? To just immediately, like, it's one thing, like, if you had an argument and it escalated to that point, but like, it's like you just immediately jump into like you 0 to 100, like.
Yes. And then wait, did you hear how she sounded at the very end though? Like
distressed, and
like
stuff?
right before. Bro, distressed, like he was attacking
like he was
her
aggressively
right in there,
like
dog.
trying to like attack her, or like she was scared, like just put the fear in her voice. That's messed up,
Bro. I seen this on so many other videos. There was one other video that I seen that happened where these black guys, they was at an Airbnb, and one of the downstairs people, lady was complaining about the noise. So instead of just complaining about the noise, because she already banged on the door, told them to turn it down, which they didn't really do it. She called the cops on them, and 3 or 4 of them showed up, and one of them started recording. Then she said that she was gonna go get her gun.
damn.
And shoot them. Like, she was getting just as belligerent, man. She was getting loud. She was yelling. She had got in their face and then backed up. It was just, and then she said that she was gonna call the cops so they can shoot them.
But like,
and he
but
was
even
like,
still,
"So you gonna call the cops knowing that you
just
said that
threatened
you
them.
was about to go get a gun?"
Yeah, like if they
it's
pulled
like,
out a gun, unless they shot her when she came back, that would be legally justified. Well, depending on the situation, but yeah.
So, yeah. How easy is it just to say, you know what, my apologies.
Yeah.
Let me put my dog on the leash. Or you ain't even gotta say anything. Just put your dog on the leash. And if the phone recording is upsetting you, walk away.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, recording
Walk
people
away.
in public is not illegal. You're in public. I mean, it would be different if he was a peeping Tom, recording her through a window in our home or something, but just in a park? No, that's a public area.
So, oh man. So look at the next article.
Okay.
This is where stuff gets real. I don't like it. Happened so fast. It happened at the end of the day. So
wait. Was he dressed like that during the altercation?
I don't think he was dressed like that, because this is an interview that they did with him after the fact. I think this is like 3 days later. But if he dresses like this, if this is how he normally dresses, this is probably how he was looking.
Like the whitest black dude I ever seen. Look at that, that cardigan or whatever they call it. whatever.
Well, the handkerchief.
Yeah, the ascot wannabe handkerchief around his neck.
See, here's the thing. If he had that bandana around his face, then maybe
Corona.
he looked. Yeah, Corona. But you know how it is, man. When you put that filter on, you know what I mean. You put that filter
black
on,
man
you
with
look
a
like
do-rag.
You know, where's my do-rag?
But even still, if you out there bird watching, he has a pair of binoculars. I'm assuming he got all the same stuff. You know he ain't out there stealing shit. So why would you immediately jump to he's threatening my life like that? Like that's what you jump to? I can't get I was expecting him to get cursed out for no reason. Like, man, could you put your dog on a leash? Fuck you, be black bitch. Blah blah blah, blah. That's what I was expecting. No, it's just straight up stop recording me, or I'm gonna call the cops and tell them that you're threatening my life. Like, wow.
My life.
And this is New York. Isn't that what?
While she's over there choking her dog, while she's choking her dog.
Yeah, isn't New York where they isn't that where the police killed the black guy for cigarettes? Eric Gardner, was that his name?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was New York. It was either New York or LA. I can't remember. I know it was on one of the coasts, but but that's everywhere.
Yeah, you're right. I watched a video on Facebook the other day. Maybe if you want, we can make a video talking about that one, about cops were
the guy
arresting the black guy and they put a knee on the back of his neck. Yeah, fucked up.
I mean, so the mayor has spoke up about that. So not only did they fire those guys right away,
good,
but the mayor is actually trying to get them arrested, or at least the main guy that did it, trying to put charges on them. But they don't know what charges yet. So I'm like, all right, cool. At least they're standing up and doing something about that one.
Yeah.
But so this one here, I don't think I've ever seen anything happen so fast. So this is what he said during this interview, and then also it's New York Times. I don't know if they actually said if he said all these words specifically, but
or
this
or
is
if they
what they're
paraphrased it or whatever.
Exactly. I'm not excusing the racism, he said, but I don't know if her life needed to be torn apart. So you scroll down. Let me see.
She went racial.
Yep. On Tuesday, the video went viral on Twitter and garnered over 40 million views, setting off a painful disclosure about the history of dangerous false accusations against black people made to police. And then scrolling down. Okay, he says any of us can make not necessarily a racist mistake, but a mistake, Mr. Cooper said. And to get I think it's like below that one, below that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, right there. You up. You had it right. Up. Right there.
Okay.
And get to that kind of, Mr. Cooper said, and to get that kind of tidal wave in such a compressed period of time, it's got to hurt. I'm not excusing the racism, but I don't know if her life needed to be torn apart. And then he was about to say, that poor woman, but later acknowledged, but he could not bring himself to complete that thought. It's like, It's like you want to like, oh man, that poor no. She went racial. There are certain dark societal impulses that she, as a white woman facing in a conflict with a black man, that she thought she could marshal to her advantage, he said. I don't know if it was a conscious thing or not, he added, but she did it, and she went there. Let me see, and then going further down, he's bird watching. I guess, they're out there in the park, so he's still bird watching. He said, if we are going to make progress, we've got to address these things. And if this painful process is going to help us address this, and then he talks about this bird that flies by. If this painful process, and then he talks about another bird that flies by, helps to correct or take us a step further toward addressing the underlying racial horrible assumptions that we African Americans have to deal with and have dealt with for centuries, that this woman tapped into, then it's worth it. Sadly, it has come at her expense, he added. You see, and then it talks about how he graduated from the University of Chicago Booth School of Business. Oh, no, that's her, my bad. Okay, on Tuesday, same day, Tuesday, Miss Cooper was fired by her employer, Franklin Templeton, where she had been a head of insurance portfolio management, according to her LinkedIn page. So she was making bank. Yeah. Miss Cooper, who had graduated from the University of Chicago Booth School of Business, also surrendered her dog, Henry, to the rescue organization she had adopted him from the same day, according to a Facebook post by the group. Probably because she was choking him to death.
Yeah, I was about to see that, but I mean, I would assume that, wouldn't she get a warning first? Like, let's say if that's a first offense, they not just gonna come like give me your dog, right?
Yeah. So with that kind of stuff, if you just adopted a dog, that doesn't mean you have the dog. They can still take the dog back. Oh, okay. Especially if they feel like the dog isn't in a safe environment. Just like a child. Just because you adopted a child don't mean he's yours. Right away. At the same time, if you look at the video, anybody can say that dog was trying to breathe.
Yeah, she wasn't paying attention, and she thought she thought the dog was lower to the ground than what it was. When she stood up, it kind of pulled him off the ground. Yeah, she did one thing.
So anybody who didn't care about the black man that just got verbally assaulted, they care about the dog. Yeah, you know what I mean?
You getting hit from both ends. And she tried to tap into that white privilege. No, she tried to tap into that white privilege like it was a bloodline limit technique from Naruto, and she just did not work for her, man. Her chakra wasn't too strong.
Caucasian no jutsu. Help! No. Holy crap. That's so wrong. Let me see. Okay, so she issued a public apology to Mr. Cooper, whom she had encountered in a semi-wild part of the park called The Ramble, where dogs must be leashed. After she refused to tether her dog on Memorial Day, Mr. Cooper said he attempted to lure the dog with treats to induce her to restrain her pet.
Yeah, that's something I wouldn't do. If somebody doesn't want to restrain their dog, like if I was her in that moment and I didn't go through the racist tirade, that would piss me off if that was my dog. Don't be giving treats and stuff to my dog trying to do that. Just call the park ranger, park authorities, whatever, and say, hey, look, he's not leashing his pet.
Yeah, I see that now. Yeah, I'd have been mad too. At that point, I'd have been mad. So if we look at the video, we may be taking it out of context. In the statement, Miss Cooper said she had misread his intent. I reacted emotionally and made false assumptions about his intentions when, in fact, I was the one who was acting inappropriately by not having my dog on a leash, Miss Cooper said in a statement. She did not respond for multiple requests for comment. And then, let me see, on Wednesday, New York City's Commission on Human Rights began an investigation into Miss Cooper's actions. Golly!
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, her reply sounds like a PR statement, but I mean, it's one of those things where I mean, if you losing your job and stuff over, like, I don't think she deserves to lose her job over that, unless she's in a position where it's like, if she was the face for a company, and the company was like, look, we don't want that kind of heat. We're not about that life, so we gotta let you go.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, it's not a matter of fact if you're the face of a company. It's that you're tied to a company.
Yeah.
And if she got it on her LinkedIn page,
Yeah.
and you know people researching her.
Of course.
You know that. You know, like, who is this chick? Who, like, what's her Facebook? Let me see what she
breathe
has.
down every social media thing she has.
Yes. So then at that point, no, we gotta let you go because we don't want that kind of publicity here. Because you know what the first thing people are gonna say is, oh, that lady's racist. I don't want to get my insurance from her, you know, or from a company like that.
Yeah.
So
it's the
of
same
course
thing.
they're gonna let her go.
Yeah, it's the same thing with YouTube, where it's like, if you have a racist channel or whatever, the companies don't want to put ads on their videos because they don't want to be associated with those kind of people.
Yeah, I mean, she could have kept her dog though. Like, at least kept her dog. Like, maybe she did just give him up.
Yeah.
Because somebody was saying something, but at the same time, I think she could have kept her dog. Yeah. Like, she was in distress, you know. Yeah. Whether that be fake or not, I don't think she was intentionally trying to hurt the dog. You know, it's just one of those situations where she's so worked up that she unintentionally, you know, riled the dog up because she was restraining him.
Yeah.
So at that point, you know.
Yeah, depending on
keep the dog.
Yeah, depending on what the situation was at home, and if they looked into like her personal life and didn't find nothing wrong at her home with the dog, then yeah, it is what it is. Keep the dog. She just wasn't paying attention at the time, and you know, people don't pay attention to their kids, so.
Exactly.
You know,
so I mean, you know, you already took a job, you ain't gotta take her dog too. But I'm a dog person, so that's probably why I'm thinking that way. So let me see. Mr. Cooper said he had read her apology. Well, hold on. First off, man, the New York City's Commission of Human Rights began an investigation. Like, dang, the next day,
somebody probably sent them the story. They probably saw how viral it was and was like, we got to jump on this because it's hot. It's in the media right now.
That's crazy. I wish that kind of action was taken for everyone else.
Why can't we get that action taken whenever people get shot by cops?
Everybody isn't a Marvel comic writer.
Apparently,
like,
yeah.
But I mean, geez, like, I don't know. But also, when you look at the guy, he doesn't look like a guy that would do something like that. You know what I mean? He doesn't. You can't paint that face. Well, you can. You can't paint that face with pure violence. You know, there's no way to do it because he doesn't look like he has a criminal record or any of that kind of shit. At the same time, it's like, why would they look it up anyway? Yeah. All the other ones were like police things.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if he had a criminal record or not. I mean, in the video, he wasn't assaulting her. She had no reason to fear for her life. But I mean, hey, people look at us. We walk down the street, so I can't say nothing.
Yep. Let me see. So he called it, let me see, he said that he read the apology. He said it's a start. He said he was not interested in meeting her or in a face-to-face reconciliation.
Yeah, why would he?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be good for a public image, but I mean, outside of that, yeah, no need.
So he goes, and he is aware that the image he cuts as a man often shuffling the undergrowth after a rare bird with a metal object, the binoculars in his hand, can read differently for a black person than for a white person. It doesn't stop him. So he's aware of that.
Okay.
We should be out here. The birds belong to all of us, he said. The birds don't care what color you are. Damn, man. Whew. That's crazy.
I'm glad nothing happened to him. I will say that.
Yeah, same.
Because that could have ended entirely different.
Same. So what do you feel like? Do you feel like her punishment fit her crime? Or was it excessive?
Regardless how she is, I mean, I wouldn't want her to lose her job, but That's not my place to say. That's the job and how they feel. So I think that was a little bit excessive. I mean, depending on what her job was with the company, but outside of that, I mean, she just got that heat from the internet, and it kind of blew up. I don't think the other agencies needed to be involved, but you know, that's what happens when people get caught up into a scandal and get recorded, and all of their information probably got put out there and all of that stuff. She probably got death threats and all kinds of sort of stuff, because that's what happens on the internet these days when people can't hold their emotions. So
yeah, people were calling her Karen and shit. I mean, I don't know if that happened, but like, you know, that's what happens. Yeah. You know, Bird Park Cindy. You know, some
you know, like we had to search it on the article. Racist Park Lady. That's what she's known as now for probably the rest of her life on the internet.
Yeah, or at least the next 3 or 4 months until another thing like this happens again, because you know it's going to happen again. For me, I used to think like maybe that didn't fit. At the same time, what would happen if you got arrested for not attempted murder, but like aggravated assault, and you lose your job anyway because you can't show up because you were in a situation like that? Usually a company will let you go if you're arrested for like a felony. Yeah. So if you really think about it, if you can get arrested for threatening someone's life, for saying I'm going to kill you, she literally threatened him with murder from police officers. Yeah. And
I
mean that's literally what she did.
Yeah, and if you watch that video, it's one of those things where you cannot take that out of context, because that's what she deliberately said. Like, I'm gonna call the police and tell you, or tell them that you're threatening my life. And that's something that's like, oh, she immediately went to like, oh, the cops are gonna come and deal with you. It's like, and if she didn't say that, all of that, and just let's say had a racist tirade or whatever, then I could be like, okay, well, maybe she shouldn't be fired. But yeah, you're right. She did. That's right what she jumped to. So maybe the company looked at that and it's like, no.
I mean, not to mention, like, you don't know her bosses. Some of her bosses could have been black and took that the wrong way.
Right. I mean, I can't say like, you did, like they would take it the right way, but but yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean, like take it the right way, wrong way. Like, there's an offense to be taken there if you are a person, even if you're not black, and you're just somebody who's, just about human rights in general, would take that way.
Yeah, but let's say if her boss was black, he gonna look at it like, I'm gonna fire this white bitch. Just saying, it's just it's like a cherry on top of the whole situation if that was the case, but yeah, it's I mean, let me ask you this though: do you think that she's like this all the time, like with every black person, or maybe do you think this was just a one-off situation where she just automatically thought that, let's say, he was gonna rob her or get close to her or something like that? I mean, this is New York City. People get robbed in parks and stuff, so
I'm gonna go off just what I saw, just what I read, and I can't say this is factual because we don't really know other than what's being told to us through these articles and the video. So what didn't we see? We didn't see him try to lure the dog with treats. That would make me mad. I know how I am with my dogs. Like if you don't feed, I had a neighbor that used to throw bones over the fence to feed my dog. And I'm like,
me too.
I feed my dog enough. Do not throw your scraps over the fence. I really appreciate it, but don't do it. Because I already know a chicken bone, dog eats that, they can die.
Well, not even that.
Bones break, puncture, poison, anything. Like, don't lure my dogs for anything. I don't want that happening.
Yeah, I had the same situation.
And it's not your place.
Yeah, I had the same situation happen with my dog years ago. And same thing. I don't know what the hell you're giving my dog. So no, stay the fuck away from my dog. Stay on your side of the fence. And I don't give a damn if you don't like me. It is what it is.
Now, I did have another neighbor before them that would bring me like, they used to make like a lot of tortillas and all kind of things. So they would they would bring me food and stuff, and they're like, hey, we got these scraps or whatever. It's like tortillas and this and that, and some leftover food. If y'all want to eat it, you can. But I give some to my dogs, and I was just wondering, like, because we have so much of it, we don't have any room for our freezer. Can you know? I'm like, cool, I'll do that because I trust them. But when you just throwing food over the fence, like, no. And at the same time, you're trying to lure a dog with treats. So, but here's the other thing, though. He's bird watching. Where's he getting treats from?
Well, maybe he has like treats on him to feed birds and stuff, but then that wouldn't be the same stuff you would give dogs, right? But
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he had a candy bar on him or
is
something.
like bacon in his hand?
I don't know. Maybe he had some jerky on him or something.
I'm just saying, when she said, she said that she was luring him with treats.
Yeah.
So we don't know how. Like, I can't take it because I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just written. But what we see is this lady, and to me, it looked like when she said, I will call the cops and tell them that you're threatening me. This look on her face
just changed.
Looked like, yeah, the look looked like that's gonna make him stop. You know what I mean? Like she knew, like it's like she knew. Now, if she was in a vacuum where none of this stuff is ever on the news, bro, go back to the video. Well, we got, man, just go back to the video.
Okay, you want to pause it on there?
Yeah, man.
All right. Pulled off the mask and everything.
Watch this. You see that? Wait, stop, like pause it.
All right. What, you want to go back?
Yeah, look at her eyes. She had smiling, like right there. She has smiling eyes, bro. Like if she to take that thing off, you can tell she's smiling under there. I'm gonna tell him that it's threatening my life. It's like
that is a smug look,
bro.
Like I'm gonna get you with this one.
You know what I mean? It's so if you're in a vacuum and you don't consume any kind of news content.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Look at that look, bro.
Yeah.
She knows. Look at that look on her face.
Choke the hell out that dog.
Bro.
Dog's like, let me go. Try to bounce all around.
Hey, that dog like it's the 14th century, bro.
Dog might have might as well have the same skin color as us with the way she hanging him.
Look at golly. Yeah, but like the look on her face when she said that, it's like she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
She knew. So like, yeah, fire her, man. Get like, if you don't want that kind of publicity in your company, get rid of her.
Yeah.
Didn't have to give away the dog though, but still, like it's just like she knew what she was doing, man.
Yeah.
And that's the worst part. That's the worst part. It's like, fine, you gonna call the cops because he was like trying to get your dog or whatever. But one, he's not threatening you right now. He just has a phone on you. He's not approaching you. You're approaching him.
Well,
and then,
I would assume he's approaching her because he's telling her to leash her dog. She didn't go to him.
No, but what I meant, like, he was standing still. When he was recording, he's standing still, and he literally said, please don't come near me. And so it's like, who's being the aggressor right now?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying all white people are like this. Like, I don't want to give off that thing where like I'm against all white people.
Yeah, it's not.
And that. I'm not gonna give the excuse of like, oh, I have white friends. Like regardless if I do or if I don't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that this instance right here is when you threaten a man's life because you know that the cops are gonna come and you know more than likely they're gonna shoot him. Or do something very harmful to him.
Rough him up, shoot him, beat him up, arrest him, whatever. And it's I mean, it's not just her. There's a bunch of white people who know that they have that privilege or that right. Like and a lot of them do exploit it. Like look at I mean, he wasn't white, but homeboy down in Florida who shot the kid. I mean, there's a lot of white people and other people who do dirt, knowing that it's like, okay, I can get off on this. I know the cops are going to treat me one specific way. Look at a few years back, the college girl who was arrested for drinking and was like, I'm going to get off on this. I'm white. And she tried to throw that race card under there, and the cop was like, he just laughed and arrested the shit out of her. You know, it's sad that a lot of people do that, but I mean, we have our own racial compulsions too. But
yeah, we do.
But that's I've never seen that before. I've just seen a normal racist tirade or threats or fights, not I'm gonna exploit my whiteness to get you shot by the cops. That's the fucked up part.
I've seen this happen a few times in videos, like a few times, and it's always something like that that's being said. I'm being threatened or I'm being harassed, even though at that point you're being the one who's like, you're being the harasser. So when you ask me, do I feel like she's always like this? I feel like that's always inside, but this is just one of those times where it will come out because she's putting this on a spot where it can come out. And I feel like at that point, it's almost like the privilege of walking around doing whatever you want, and then the feeling of the audacity of this man to tell me what to do with my own dog.
Yeah,
I feel that way with anything that I do, even if it's wrong, but I'm not gonna act on that.
Yeah.
Like, I can be my own business and I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong, but then someone say, yo, you can't stand there. And there's literally a sign that says I can't stand there, but I'm like,
you immediately take offense.
I want to say fuck this dude.
You take it. Yeah. You immediately take offense to that. And you're like, fuck you. I don't gotta do what you say. You know.
Yeah. But I'm not gonna say it because you know what? You're right. Let me walk on.
Yeah.
You know, I can be mad about it, but you know, it's whatever.
Yeah, she could have easily just left that situation, stopped talking to him, and he could have did the same. But I mean, both of them could have did things a little bit better.
Yep.
But, I mean, it's not all on her.
He could have. You know, at the same time, it's like, I don't know. There's another part of me that's like, what was the dog doing for him to say that? Even though like the dog was off his leash, maybe the dog was walking around sniffing people, or like, because that didn't look like a dog that was well behaved or trained.
Yeah, the dog wasn't.
That's a dog that's probably gonna walk around, sniff people, go up to people, and at that point it's about safety.
Yeah. If something like that was going on, then it's like, okay, then I can't really say he was in the wrong for telling her to leash the dog or whatever. But none of that was in the video, so who knows what happened before that? I mean,
it's just speculation at that point.
But it's messed up, man. Why you had to show me this? You know, it ruined my evening. You know, it put me in a bad mood.
Hey, I mean, I don't know. Are you in a bad mood because justice was served? I don't know.
Not really, but like, it just reminds me how shitty some people can be.
True. Only reason I brought it up was because he's like the Marvel writer, and for some reason, there's kind of like not a disconnect. I feel like more connected with this than anything else. Because over the last 3-4 years, all the different killings that's been happening, it's been happening to like black people, and a lot of people, not just black people, but disproportionately black people. Yeah. And when I see it, I get sad, but at the same time, I'm not one of those activists that's gonna go out there and march with everybody. It's like, I'm
the same way.
It's gonna keep happening, man. Yeah, it's just gonna keep happening.
It's wrong. It's a part of life. It's sad for me to say that, but I wouldn't be marching. You know, every time I hear news like this, I just shake my head. It's like, I wonder when the world's gonna get its act together. But that's human nature. We're probably never gonna do it, and it just utterly sucks. It really does.
I feel like if it was one of those situations where if I can protest and it actually makes a difference, then we will be out there doing it. Yeah, but really, what makes the difference is having evidence.
Yes.
You know, you can protest till you're blue in the face, but if you don't have anything that backs up why you're out there, it's not going to happen, because they can't ignore video evidence. At that point, now there's a problem.
Yeah, I do think it can go too wrong too fast though. Like
definitely.
What were they rioting in? It was some town last year where they were rioting over like social issues and stuff. to where a couple social groups were throwing bottles and stuff at the cops. It wasn't like a peaceful like rally, but they were rioting over something, and it was like, it started off as like a regular cool thing, but then like a fringe group of it was like, went there for the violence of it, and they hit the reporter or the camera guy in the head.
I remember that, like, that was a group that for some reason was against violence and fascism, but they were attacking people, and it didn't make a lot of sense to me. It's like they were attacking media people and just anybody in general that just like wasn't pushing their agenda. But it's like that doesn't make a lot of sense with what they were protesting for. Then the other side was like, I don't want to call them skinheads. They were called something else, like neo-Nazis or something like that. And then there was a whole other group of, they weren't Black Lives Matter. It was a whole group of like someone else. I forgot what it was. But I know it was like 3 different groups. And it was just like a violent mess of things for no apparent reason. And that's really what it boils down to. Like with the guy, I should know his name. I apologize, because I had looked at the video earlier of the cop with the knee and thing.
Yeah.
Like, I had saw it earlier, and when they did a riot, it was a protest that turned into a riot. They started graffitiing cars. That's when I feel like, okay, now the message is gone.
Yeah.
When you're gonna throw a brick through a window or spray paint somebody's car, you don't even know who the car belongs to. You just spray paint it. When you start dealing damage to property that's not yours in the first place, or doesn't belong to the entity that's doing it, now you're just hurting other people. They had nothing, like, if they have nothing to do with it.
They were just working. Maybe they worked in the courthouse or wherever the thing was. At
that point, what are you doing? Now you're just out there just to do dumb shit.
Yeah. And
that's when I feel like the message is lost. That's why they look at us like that.
Yeah, and a lot of it's just mob mentality. You go there,
exactly.
Shit gets amped up. One person, things escalate. It's like when you have 2 people that argue. I raise my voice, they raise their voice, and it just keeps going and going and going until somebody throws something, and then all hell breaks loose. So
I was looking at one article where there was a black motorcycle group out there, and literally while they were chanting, they were revving their engines like as loud as they could, and they were like, they want to make noise to show their support. It's like, okay,
yeah, that's okay.
Get off your bike, and go use your voice with everyone else, because what are you doing now? You're just making noise. Yeah, it's like that's all it is. It's
unless you have people celebrating behind it. Let's say, like, if you're at a rally and somebody makes a speech that empowers the crowd and they're cheering and stuff like that, then it's like, okay, yeah, make the noise.
Yeah.
But if you're just sitting there 30 bikers deep on the street and just revving your engine, shouting something, nobody's gonna hear what you're shouting about.
Well, they're not even shouting anything. Like, the group was shouting something, and they're out there just revving their engines. It's well, now you're just drowning out the message. Now you're just making noise. I know that's how you show your support, but is that how you show your support, or is that how you just get publicity? But anyway, when I had saw this, the reason why I brought it up is that when I saw it, I didn't just think, just another issue that happens all the time now. I saw, wow, another issue, but dealing with a guy that is involved with something I care about.
Yeah.
I care about black culture, don't get me wrong. But this is like another element of, like, this guy is an editor for Marvel Comics. That doesn't make him any more important than anybody else. Oh, no. But for some reason, it just kind of spoke to me. It's like, a guy that is almost unassuming, a decent human being, just like any of the other ones are. But it's just, for some reason, it just spoke to me more than anything else. And then just look at the dude. It's like, come on. I hope that he wore the rainbow shirt the day that she messed with him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that'd be too perfect.
It's almost one of these things. It's like when I saw his picture, I was like, okay, I gotta look up this guy. I gotta see how he looks, because I know he's black, but I gotta see how he looks.
Yeah. Maybe he has just like an angry face.
I don't know, maybe. But at the same, like, when I saw him, I was like, oh, So you think this dude was attacking you? This guy? All right, man. Whatever. Just yeah. But yeah, I brought it to your attention because I felt like it needs to be said, because it's not every day where you get like the issue and then the solution the same day.
That was quick.
It's like cancel culture got her real quick. Golly. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's it.
All right. Yeah, we need to talk about more things more often. So if you guys have any ideas or any current topics or things that you want to hear us ramble on about and speak for about 40 minutes on, let me know down in the comments below.
Oh man, we need to cut some of that shit out there.
Well, fuck it, leave it in there. Here's what it is. It is what it is. We're human like everybody else.
That's true.
It makes the video it makes YouTubers more relatable to their audience. You don't want to be too professional when we start cutting out every word when we speak, because that's like annoying, when they do that. But
yeah, that's true.
But it's like you can distance yourself by doing that. I mean, you got to show the errors. At least in my opinion, makes it more believable.
I get it. I get it.
All right, let me end this recording here. No outro needed.